Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Malarkey Hour. This is your host, Matt, and with me, as always, my co-host, John. How are you, John?
I'm okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
How's Christmas shopping treating you?
Haven't started,
Started. I think
No.
most Americans, you start next weekend.
but I think I'm gonna do what we talked about, and I'm buying everybody lottery tickets.
Lottery tickets. What would you do if somebody won though? Like a lot.
Sue them. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I don't know. They have to sign something before they get their present. Some sort of.
so the gift comes with like a contract.
Yeah, exactly. Some sort of contractual obligation.
Their lawyer has to be present on Christmas Day when they open it. So they could sign this contract.
Right? Have a notary there with me.
The most complicated Christmas gift ever.
Merry Christmas. My lawyer's here. What's today's date? I don't even know.
Today is the 15th.
We got
So,
10 days.
We got 10 days left.
All right. It's going to be...
Clock's ticking.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're not going to order anything online.
I don't know. Probably not. I never do. Everybody always says they're going to do it online. I always say I'm going to do it online. I never do it online.
You spend like $50 on shipping for it to get here on time.
And the government knows what you bought, too. Not that I'm buying anything weird.
Yeah, like, what are you buying?
I don't want them to know.
You want them to know why you're buying all those Took-a-me almost.
Right.
All right. Well, I want to start off with the biggest news of this week, and I know this would disappoint you as well as me, but AMC canceled Low Winter Sun after only one season.
What? Really?
Yeah.
That was my least favorite show.
Yeah, I was as surprised as you were.
Yeah, I know they were airing it during the...
Right after Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Trying to get... They would put the commercial, right?
Yeah.
Or the ad or the teaser, whatever.
For next week's
for
episode.
the next week of Breaking Bad. Like 40 minutes into the show.
Yeah, I remember I was watching that and just being really upset. When is this teaser going to
They're like,
start?
during the first commercial break, and the first commercial break would be like 40 minutes into the show. It was not good. I watched the whole first one just because I think I watched it with you.
Yeah.
Because we were
Trying to
see
the
for
teaser for
the damn trailer for Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Good.
Low Winter Sun canceled. For all you 5 Low Winter Sun fans, I'm sure this is very disappointing news. No season 2.
Good.
Well, let's go on to the real big news of this week. The Golden Globes nominations were announced this week, John.
Was that really the real big news?
Yeah. Nothing else happened.
I don't know the difference. Golden Globes, People's Choice,
I take
Emmys.
it you didn't wake up early to hear the announcements live.
Oh, I always do. No, I did not.
Well, they're gonna be.
I like all these movies that are nominated that aren't out yet.
Well, let's talk about them. Let me just say the Golden Globes are gonna be aired live on NBC on Sunday, January 12th, 2014.
Who's hosting it? You know?
Was Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Didn't they do it before?
Yeah, they've done it before. They brought him back.
I guess.
I guess stick with works.
On Ricky Gervais.
Well, didn't he host like 3 years in a row?
I don't know if it was the Golden Globe.
Yeah, it was the Golden Globe.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let him host the Oscars.
Yeah, they said it was a little
He's
too...
way too risque for
It's
that.
a little controversial. Did you see that Family Guy he did where he played the dolphin? Like Peter, he had a dolphin.
Oh, no,
and
it's
he
just
was
his
the
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dolphin moved in with him. It was funny.
How could you tell it was Ricky Gervais?
Really? Yeah. I can't do a Ricky Gervais impression.
I don't think there's anybody who specializes in a Ricky Gervais
It's
impression.
just gonna sound like an English guy,
Yeah.
if that.
Yeah.
It sounds just like my Hugh Grant impression.
I guess let me go over some of the nominations here. Which one should I start with first?
Dude, what's the dumbest category?
None of the categories are dumb, John.
You know what I mean. What's the dumbest category?
None of them are dumb.
Is
Every Golden Globe is
golden. Every Golden Globe is golden.
golden. So
I mean, I don't see anything too dumb here, but you know how there's some award shows is like, what?
well, let's do this backwards. Let's start from the bottom up. Okay.
We're gonna go over every category.
I want to go like detail, and I just want to say the list. If we have nothing to talk about on that list, we won't talk about it. Well, let me start.
Let's do the big ones.
No, let me just.
All right, do
this. All
whatever
right.
you want.
All right. Best performance by an actor in a supporting role in a series, miniseries, or motion picture made for television. And the nominees were Josh Charles for The Good Wife, Rob Lowe for Behind the Candelabra, Aaron Paul for Breaking Bad, Corey Stoll for House of Cards, and John Voight for Ray Donovan. Did you see any of those shows, John? Have any opinion on any of the nominations in this category?
Did you mention Aaron Paul?
Yeah, for Breaking Bad.
Yeah, give it to Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul.
Yeah, sure.
You didn't watch Behind the Candelabra?
A little bit. I'm not a big Liberace guy.
All right, let's keep moving. Best performance by an actress in a supporting role in a series, miniseries, or motion picture made for television.
Aaron Paul again.
Aaron Paul. Jacqueline Bisset dancing for the.
Is he really?
No,
okay.
This is for best actress.
Okay.
Actress in a supporting role.
Okay.
Jacqueline Bisset for Dancing on the Edge. Jeanette McTeer for White Queen. Hayden Panettiere, I can never pronounce her last name. Panettiere for Nashville. Monica Potter for Parenthood, and Sofia Vergara for Modern Family.
Just give it to Sofia Vergara, even though she probably won't win. But, she's still pretty hot, so whatever.
All right, let's keep moving. We have no opinion on that category either. All right, best performance by an actor in a miniseries or motion picture made for television. Matt Damon for Behind the Candelabra. Michael Douglas for Behind the Candelabra. Can't pronounce his name. Is the guy who's starring right now in 12 Years a Slave. I can never pronounce his name, so I'm not even going to try to attempt it. And he's nominated for Dancing on the Edge. Idris Elba for Luther, and Al Pacino for Phil Spector.
I'm going to say... I'm probably going to do Michael Douglas.
And this is based on neither of us seeing any of these.
Yeah. I'm good with... you can show me a trailer and I can review the movie. I don't know if it's accurate, but I'll review it.
All right, let's keep moving. All right, best performance by an actress in a miniseries or motion picture made for television. Helena Bonham Carter for Burden and Taylor. Rebecca Ferguson for White Queen. Jessica Lange for American Horror Story Coven. Helen Mirren for Phil Spector. And Elizabeth Moss for Top of the Lake. Actually, I've heard that show. I think it was on IFC, Top of the Lake. It's actually a pretty good show. It's one of those shows I've been meaning to get into, and it's got a lot of good reviews.
I'm going to go with Phil Spector thing with a chick because...
Helen Mirren?
Yeah, just because I think that's the only thing that I've heard of.
All right. That's how our pitch is based on. All right, let's keep going. All right. Best miniseries or motion picture made for television. American Horror Story Coven, Behind the Candelabra, Dancing on the Edge, which aired on Stars, Top of the Lake, which is the Sundance Channel. So it was an IFC. And White Queen. I haven't seen any of these, so.
You picked this one. I don't even know.
I don't know. Behind the Candelabra, because it was directed by Steven Soderbergh, so I like him.
You got Matt Damon, and you got a good director. You got Michael Douglas. Yeah, let's go with that.
I apologize to any American Horror Story fans or any fans for any other series.
That was a mini-series?
Which one?
American Horror Story?
The category is best miniseries or motion picture made for television. I think they're considering miniseries because they change every season.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I think it's one of those weird.
Because in the first season, wasn't it? Who was the actor? The dude?
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, they changed.
It was that dude from the campaign, right? McDermott?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
wasn't it?
I think. I can't remember.
Was
but they do change the cast every year. So I think I guess they're considering a miniseries now. I don't know. But let's keep going. Since we didn't watch any of those.
Was there awards tonight?
Awards tonight?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
When is that People's Choice thing?
I have no idea.
Was that
I think it's in the fall.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
But
never mind. I don't know. I was watching football.
As the rest of America probably was. All right, let's keep going in the television category. Best performance by an actor in a television series, comedy or musical. Jason Bateman for Arrested Development. Don Cheadle for House of Lies. Michael J. Fox for The Michael J. Fox Show. Jim Parsons for The Big Bang Theory. And Andy Samberg for Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
What's the category again?
Best performance by an actor, comedy or musical. So you got Jason Bateman, Don Cheadle, Michael J. Fox.
Just because he wins
every
constantly, I'm going to say Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you like The Big Bang Theory, so.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, he wins. So he's what, like 3 years in a row or something.
He's won a lot. Yeah, he's won a lot of Emmys for it too, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jim Parsons, but who knows?
All right, best performance by an actress in a television series, comedy or musical. Zoe Deschanel for New Girl, Lena Dunham for Girls, Edie Falco for Nurse Jackie, Julia Louis-Dreyfus for Veep, and Amy Poehler for Parks and Recreation.
I bet you Julia Louis-Dreyfus wins.
She wins everything. Yeah, she won last year.
Oh
no, she won the Emmy this year. I'm sorry.
But I will say I like Zoe Deschanel because she's hot. But I think Julia Louis-Dreyfus wins.
Okay.
You know she's a billionaire. We talked about this.
Yeah.
She's got like billionaire with a B.
But she had her money before Seinfeld.
Yeah. Some Dreyfus Energy company. Their parents or her dad or somebody has.
I remember you were telling me. Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
One of those unknown facts nobody ever talks about. She never really bragged about it.
She has more money than Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I think
what is up with her having more money than me? What's the deal?
Such a bad impression.
Let's keep going on.
What's going on with your bad impression?
Speaking of bad impressions. All right, let's keep going. All right. The big category. Best television series, comedy or musical. The Big Bang Theory, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Girls, Modern Family, Parks and Recreation.
It's a tough one, but I've seen everything but Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think it's too new. They're not going to vote for that.
No.
And I don't hear people raving about it. So I'm going to say Big Bang Theory again. I might be biased, maybe.
I have no idea who's won it the past few years, but
I'm going to go with Big Bang Theory again.
I know Modern Family wins the Emmys a lot.
Yeah. I think they've peaked, though.
Modern Family?
Yeah.
But people love them.
Yeah.
People love that show.
I just think the Big Bang Theory is they're going to get the most votes. It's funny. There's so many people that watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? It is the number one comedy, right?
I think so.
And then it's what, like How I Met Your Mother after that? Or I don't even know.
Yeah, it's probably something on CBS.
And CBS owns
pretty much all
everything.
Yeah. Which is quite a turnaround because, like not even, 10, 15 years ago, they were one of the lower rated.
They got that NCIS money coming in.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that watches NCIS, but it's the number
one show on television.
Yeah. That's funny. I don't know who watches it, but it's the same guys that watched 24 and kept that show on for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right.
Yeah. Well, it happens. All right. Next category. Best performance by an actor in a television series. Drama. You got Bryan Cranston for Breaking Bad.
Done.
Liev Schreiber for Liev Schreiber for Ray Donovan. Michael Sheen for Masters of Sex. Kevin Spacey for House of Cards, and James Spader for The Blacklist.
Masters of what?
Masters of Sex. Have you heard of the show?
What's the last word? Masters of what?
Sex.
Masters of Sex?
Yes.
Oh. No, I wanted to see how many times I could get you to say it. I'm like 5 years old. No, but it's gonna go to Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, probably. More likely.
He already got it. Like it's in the mail.
Maybe they'll give it to Kim. Maybe they'll give it to Kevin Spacey. Who knows? It's not out of the realm of possibility.
That's true. Which is weird. It's a Netflix show.
Yeah, but it's considered a television series, so.
Nah, it's Cranston's.
It's Cranston's.
Yeah. I think it was in his contract that he would get it.
That's when he would return. Guaranteed Golden Glove, because that's what Bryan Cranston really wanted. It's just that Golden Glove.
Did he win it last year?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know he's the Emmys. He's pretty had a stronghold. Except last year he didn't. He didn't win it. What's his name from? What's that show on Showtime?
Oh yeah, Jeff Daniels got it.
No. It wasn't Jeff Daniels. Was it Jeff Daniels?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Jeff Daniels.
For the newsroom.
Was it?
Yeah. I'm like 90% sure it was Jeff Daniels.
Was it Jeff Daniels?
Yeah.
I keep thinking it's the other guy. What is that other show? The one about the terrorist.
24.
No.
Homeland.
Yeah, Homeland. I thought it was that guy who won it.
No,
the Emmy.
I'll look it up in a minute.
Yeah.
But I'm 90% sure it was Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels.
Because I remember that was the only category. I was like, I want Cranston to get another one.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep going. You know what's interesting? Like
Wait. We're talking about the Emmys, right?
talking about Golden Globes.
No, but the Jeff Daniels thing.
Yeah. The Jeff Daniels was the Emmys. Yeah.
I'll look it up in a second. All right, go for
All
it.
right, next category. All right, we got Best Performance by an Actress in a Television Series Drama. Juliana Margulies for The Good Wife. Tatiana Maslany, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, for Orphan Black. Taylor Schilling for Orange is the New Black. Kerry Washington for Scandal. And Robin Wright for House of Cards.
I haven't seen House of Cards. You might have a better insight on this, but I would probably say Kerry Washington.
Based on like just my opinion, even though I haven't seen some of these other shows, I really loved Robin Wright in House of Cards.
You might be right.
I
just throw a name out.
The interesting part for me, like I think Kevin Spacey is one of the weaker points on House of Cards, in a performance standpoint. I think the people around him are really, really good. I think Robin Wright was one of the better, aspects of that show last year. But go ahead.
It's a show I need to get into.
It's really good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. They're doing the next season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it was Jeff Daniels that upset.
That was okay.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston. But anyway.
Okay. But yeah, that's I think Robin Wright killed it on House of Cards. Like she was really, really good.
I have not seen it, but I've heard good things from a lot of people.
Yeah. We'll talk about House of Cards a little later. Let's keep going.
I like cards though. It's not about cards at all, is it?
No, it has nothing to do with cards. All right,
I always have a deck of cards on me, so
let's keep going. All right, big category. Best television series drama. We got Breaking Bad.
Done.
Downton Abbey, The Good Wife, House of Cards, and Masters of Sex.
I would put all my money on Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Well,
especially since it's the last season.
Yeah. I agree. I can't really argue with that point.
My bookie doesn't take those bets, but I would. So.
All right. So that was the last television category.
You didn't have to watch the Emmys, but we got them all right.
You mean the Golden Globes?
Oh yeah. Or the Emmys.
Or the Emmys for next year.
I don't know. Whatever.
All right.
So watch Tina Fey
Tina Fey and
Amy Poehler.
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
Yeah, they're exactly what they want. They're not over the edge, but they're funny. Whatever. I'm saying it's good for the network. It's not like you're gonna let they got rid of Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, but they kept bringing him back though. Like how much?
What did he do? 3?
He did 3 in a row. So like, how controversial was he when they kept asking him back?
I don't know. And then they trashed Seth MacFarlane when he did the Oscars.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think he was bad at all.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna be asking him back.
No, he said he doesn't want to do it again. He said he'll never do it again. I think I read that.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, I don't think you saw it. I recorded it, but I was watching it like while I was flipping back and forth. The Brian's back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How?
Okay, Stewie. They got the new dog. I don't know if they're gonna keep him or not.
Vinny?
Yeah, because if Brian's back. Okay, it was one of those weird like Back to the Future kind of things.
So he rebuilt the time machine?
It was a Christmas special. Stewie runs in. Stewie's at the mall with the new dog, and he runs into his past self, who was buying a Christmas present, who had already gone back in time to buy the present, and the dog distracts him. He steals that thing that he couldn't find, the thing that sends him back in time, because he destroyed his time machine.
Yeah. So he needed one crucial part?
Yeah, he needed like this one part, but actually Stewie had the time machine thingy in his backpack. And they convinced him that the dog came up to him and he's like, "Hey, you should be a model." And Stewie's all weird. He's all like, he's having Stewie pose, and he goes, "Oh, you should take that backpack off." I think it's Anyway, long story short, Brian's back.
Huh?
Yeah, I thought they were gonna keep him out for longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, what, 2 episodes of that?
Yeah, just 2 episodes. I mean, I'm assuming that, he went right back to the moment before he got hit by the car.
Yeah.
Guess I'm ruining this, right? But I'm pretty sure it's already been a while.
Yeah.
It was all over the news. Top story tonight, Brian from Family Guy dead.
Right.
Yeah. But he saved Brian, and he told Brian about it, and now they're like best buds again.
Yeah.
But I think now the other dog, they're in a new time. You know how it's like the time, it's like Back to the Future shit.
Yeah.
It's like
a new.
So that dog ceased to exist. The other one in this new time that they're in. So it's and the other Stewie faded away, just like in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
So
that's a new timeline. Yeah.
So like everything's back.
Huh.
Yeah.
Breaking news: Brian's back.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's what everybody wanted anyway.
Yeah.
They're just trying to piss people off when they killed him.
Well, I just think he just wanted ratings too. I mean, that would better way to kill off.
It was the Christmas special, so it all worked out, right?
Yeah.
It's like for Christmas, I'll give him Brian.
Well, that's good news for all Brian fans out there. Well, that's good. Oh, let's keep going. Now we're gonna go into the movie category, the important category.
I forgot we're still doing this.
The important category of the Golden Globes is the movies, because everybody loves the movies.
Okay.
Right, let's start with
all these movies that we're not even allowed to see yet.
Let's start with well, by the time the awards.
I know we're forming opinions based on movie trailers.
Which
I do.
Yeah, we all do. All right, best original song for a motion picture. We got Atlas from the movie The Hunger Games: Catching Fire.
I don't know. Skip this category.
Let's go through it. Let Go from the movie Frozen. Ordinary Love.
That one.
Ordinary Love. This is funny. Ordinary Love from the movie Mandela: Long Walk to Freedom. Please, Mr. Kennedy from Inside Llewellyn Davis, and Sweeter Than Fiction from One Chance.
How do they have Nelson Mandela die a few days ago, and now there's trailers of this Mandela movie all over the TV? I mean,
conspiracy.
I mean, they know he was sick, I'm sure they started making it.
Yeah.
There's always a conspiracy. It just takes two people.
Well, it's sort of like, wasn't the Johnny Cash movie?
Yeah, did they do that too? Was he sick?
Well, I know that he was working on it, and then he died. I'm trying to remember if it came out like way after his death or a little bit after his death. I can't remember.
You think the Paul Walker death has actually increased Blu-ray DVD sales?
Yeah, I mean, it got released Tuesday, right?
This past Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I haven't even seen it.
Well, did you hear? Actually broke this week that they're gonna restart shooting in January. That
they're gonna finish the movie.
Yeah, and they're gonna incorporate, I guess, his death into the movie. I mean, they sort of have no choice.
Right.
But
Paul Walker just went out to get us some beer.
Yeah, like, I was thinking, this is bad. Oh, it's a bad joke. But I remember when I first heard it, I'm like, are they gonna be like, they're gonna take some footage where he's like, "See you guys," and then they're just gonna overdub it like "forever," and like he just walks out.
Yeah. Was it like that Simpsons episode where he plays Poochie the dog?
Oh,
and they kill him off.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. He's like, "My planet needs me," and all they do
It's
is
a different voice.
Yeah. He just disappears.
They're gonna Poochie off Paul Walker from the Fast and Furious
Paul
series.
Walker's getting Poochied.
Yeah.
New
verb. New verb.
Paul Walker Poochied.
Yeah. So. Anyway, before we get way off topic, let's continue. All right, best original score from motion picture. Alex Ebert and Alex Heffes. No, Alex Ebert for All's Lost. Alex Heffes for Mandela. It just go through the motions. Stephen Price for Gravity. John Williams for The Book Thief, and Hans Zimmer for 12 Years a Slave.
I'll take the slave one. I don't know, dude. I have no idea.
Come on, John.
All right, next one.
The score is an important aspect of the movie. Well, the
but
score.
I don't know them. I don't remember.
All right, let's go. Let's go to actual performers on screen. All right, best performance by an actor in a supporting role.
We're gonna do this next week with the AVN Awards. We should do. That would be fun. What's sad is, I've seen all this.
All weird. All right, let's continue. I
got them all right.
All right. Best performance by an actor in a supporting role in a motion picture. Barkhad Abdi from Captain Phillips, Daniel Bruhl from Rush, Bradley Cooper from American Hustle, Michael Fassbender for 12 Years a Slave, and Jared Leto for Dallas Buyers Club.
What the hell's Rush?
Rush is that movie about, I think it's that race car movie. Between, like, I think it was two race car rivals.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
Ron
yeah,
Howard
yeah,
movie.
yeah, the Ron Howard movie.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, Daniel Bruhl is the guy who, I think he was, remember he played, he was in Inglourious Bastards. He was in that tavern scene.
Played one of the bastards?
You know, he played one of the Germans.
Okay. One of the bastards.
Yeah, so that's Daniel Bruhl. I should recognize his name.
Let me see.
He's in Rush.
Oh, where are we looking at?
Right there.
Hold on. Best action movie. I don't know. Some of these movies aren't even out yet.
Well, American Hustle hasn't come out.
I don't know.
American Hustle is the only one that hasn't come out.
You pick one. Yeah, we should have actually been keeping tally on this.
What?
We'll go back and listen to it, and we'll keep tally and see.
Oh, we're right.
Yeah.
Well,
see who won.
We'll live podcast the Golden Globes, and we'll see how right we were.
Yeah, or after this, we'll actually pick our own and and see who gets it.
Yeah, we'll
bet like $50. Make it interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
All right, so
just pick one. I don't care.
Well, Michael, I really like Michael Fassbender in 12 Years a Slave. Like, I think he was really good. I mean, he's a good actor. So.
Yeah, I have a feeling that movie's gonna pick up a lot of awards, no matter where.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Well, the only movie that hasn't come out is in wide release is American Hustle. So.
Which I really want to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I'm getting excited again. That I want to see that. I want to see Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah.
Is there anything else coming out like on near Christmas or?
That new Ben Stiller movie.
You know, I don't mind seeing it. I don't know if it's I don't know if they're gonna try too hard to make it.
Life of Walter Mitty.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing it. It's a PG movie, whatever.
It looks like Forrest Gump with Ben Stiller.
Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's keep going. Next category: Best performance by an actress in a supporting role in a motion picture. You know, it's always funny the way they put this category, and you should say best supporting actress in a motion picture. I think that's a lot easier than an actress in a supporting role.
Yeah, best supporting actress.
Yeah, it's just best supporting actress. All right, you got Sally.
Best supporting actress who did a movie.
All right, you got Sally Hawkins for Blue Jasmine, which is the Woody Allen movie. Jennifer Lawrence for American Hustle. Lupita Nyong'o for 12 Years a Slave. Julia Roberts for August Osage County, which is the new Meryl Streep movie, and June Squibb for Nebraska.
I just go by whoever's hot right now. I'm not saying hot like
sexy.
Whoever's
like the hottest career right now.
Yeah,
Jennifer Lawrence.
Lawrence. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
She's the new Julia Roberts. She all Julia Roberts.
Yeah, I remember for a while Julia Roberts was the highest paid actress, and I think Cameron Diaz had it for a little while.
But you know what happened to Julia Roberts?
She died?
No, she just got old. That's the worst thing you could do in Hollywood as an actress. Isn't that sad?
She caught that old disease.
That old disease.
Yeah.
It is pretty sad, right? Like once you turn like 40 as an actress, you just kiss all the
but you don't
good
feel
roles.
bad for them.
Oh, why not? Like you don't see a lot of actresses over 40 get juicy roles anymore.
I guess. I'm just saying she made her money. She's good.
No. I'm sure she's perfectly happy. I mean, it's not every actress is Julia Roberts.
She'll still get her paparazzi attention.
Well, I mean, not every actress is Julia Roberts, though. So there's a lot of over 40 actresses that
but
never
she
made
a shitload of movies.
Yeah. All right. Next category: Best foreign language film. We got Blue is the Warmest Color.
Can't do this anymore.
From France. Wait, let me just go through this. The Great Beauty from Italy. The Hunt from Denmark. The Pass from Iran. And The Wind Rises from Japan.
I don't know.
The only movie that I've heard on this category was because it was just really controversial was Blue is the Warmest Color from it came out of France.
If it's controversial, it's not going to win.
You don't think it'll win?
Let me see it. Where's it at? I'm looking at the paper right now for people who can't, dude, who don't know what I'm doing.
This is in a video podcast. Yeah.
I'm gonna say on a conspiracy, Iran.
All right, let's go to since we have no opinion on this character. Let's go to the next one. Best animated feature film. You got The Croods, Despicable Me 2, and Frozen. Frozen just came out. The Croods was with
just 3.
Yeah, The Croods was with Nicolas Cage. Is that where he was a caveman?
No, that's not winning.
And Despicable Me 2.
Probably Despicable Me 2.
Yeah, probably.
It made a lot of money. Everybody loved it.
Isn't it weird? Like you know how Pixar was pretty much a lock for animated film every year, and you don't see them as much anymore. Like, what happened to Pixar?
Doesn't somebody own Pixar?
Well, Disney owns Pixar.
They do now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it odd? Like, for years, every year they were probably the top animated film every year, and I don't know.
They almost went bankrupt, right?
Pixar?
Yeah.
Did
Am I thinking of something?
No. Did they?
I think so. I don't know. We'll talk about that some other time. I remember there was something on Netflix called like the Pixar Story or something that I think might still be on there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's whatever.
All right. So okay, we're down to the big categories. No more no more weird categories. All right, we got best performance by an actor. Lead actor, motion picture, in comedy or musical. So we got Christian Bale in American Hustle, Bruce Dern in Nebraska, Leonardo DiCaprio for The Wolf of Wall Street, Oscar Isaac for Inside Llewyn Davis, and Joaquin Phoenix for Her.
I would probably say either American Hustle or
Christian Bale or DiCaprio.
DiCaprio or Christian Bale. I'm just going with the same thing with whoever's popular right now.
Have you heard of this? The movie that Joaquin Phoenix is in, Her.
What? No, I have no idea what the hell that is.
I read a brief synopsis. It's the new Spike Jonze movie. Apparently, it's about a guy who's played by Joaquin Phoenix.
Spike Jonze is good.
Yeah, it's about a guy who's played by Joaquin Phoenix who falls in love with like this voice from. Like I said, I could be totally wrong. I just read a quick synopsis of it.
This voice from the Malarkey Hour.
This voice of, I think, like sort of like Siri.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the voice. Yeah, he falls in love with his voice. It's played by Scarlett Johansson.
No, I can see that happening.
Yeah, but it's just a voice. Like it's sort of like how Siri is just a voice, like on your phone. I don't know if it's out wide, but I think it's already out. Yeah.
Like limited release or something.
Yeah, I think it's limited release, but I don't know if it's out like wide. I think it's one of those films that's probably gonna get released wide in January.
Like an indie movie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sort of an indie, but like a lot of these films to qualify for the Oscars or Golden Globes, they have to be out in at least one theater for a week in this year. So like that's the only qualification.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those movies gonna probably get a wide release in January. But I thought that was interesting.
I don't mind movies like that. It sounds to me kind of like, what is it, Punch Drunk Love? Like I'm saying, it sounds similar to that. What you're telling me.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people hate it. I thought it was all right.
Like a different love story type of thing. But what was that? There is that movie with Ryan Gosling a few years back where, remember he fell in love with a mannequin doll, and people thought he was crazy.
Lars and the Real Girl.
Yeah, Lars and the Real Girl.
It was okay.
That was interesting. Yeah. It's different.
Yeah, it reminds me of what's that other one with Patton Oswalt, where he's like obsessed with what football team? The Giants. I think?
Oh, big fan.
Yeah. And then he like fought. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, like he's obsessed with the football player.
Remember
and then,
he like sees them and like.
Oh, spoiler alert for people who haven't seen it.
Whatever. Yeah, I don't think right. Like some guy's sitting at home right now with his about to play big fan.
He's like, let me listen to this podcast right before I play this movie from 4 years ago.
Listen to the Malarkey Hour
right before
every day. No, we don't do it every day. I'm just saying. Yeah, but he's obsessed with it. It's
I
the
think
it's
it's the
the Giants,
Giants.
right?
I forgot who
Do you
the
remember
actor
he's like, and he's like at a bar, and then he like follows them from that bar down
to like a strip club. I
yeah,
think.
like to another club, and then they find out that he followed them, and they like beat the crap
Yeah,
out of
they've
him.
been- yeah.
I don't know. It sounds like one of those movies
Yeah.
where somebody just becomes
Just a loner. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a loner.
It's
that
always a
becomes-
loner.
They become obsessed with something,
Something,
or
yeah.
somebody, or
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean, it has to be a loner. Like, I mean, like,
yeah, but those movies are funny. Or not funny, but they're yeah, it's not the right word. They're interesting.
yeah.
Anyway, I'll probably watch that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the more interesting. And the other one, probably people don't know, is Oscar Isaac from Inside Llewellyn Davis, which is the new Coen Brothers movie. It's about a folk singer.
Is it out?
Yeah, I think that one is out.
I'll watch anything the Coen Brothers make.
Yeah, they're interesting. Oscar Isaac.
They always have a bag of money in their movies.
Yeah, it's one of those trademarks. Yeah,
I was like,
one of those director trademarks.
It's no matter what, it's like it's about a bag of money. If you think about most of their movies,
Yeah.
it's like there's a bag of money.
That's
somewhere.
their MacGuffin, as Hitchcock would say.
Oh, is that what he used?
Well, it's the thing that it's essentially, Hitchcock said there's movies have a MacGuffin, which is something that the characters in the movie are trying to attain, which has nothing to do with. It's not important what the thing is. It's just as long as it's a thing,
Speaking of that, I just saw it would have come out like 2 or 3 years ago. That Hitchcock movie
Oh, with
what's his name, Anthony
Anthony
Hopkins.
Hopkins. Yeah.
It was all right.
Was it?
It wasn't anything special.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson's in that too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. it's a
Yeah.
thread here. All right, well, let's keep going. Best performance by an actress, comedy or musical. You got Amy Adams for American Hustle, Julie Delpy for Before Midnight, Greta Gerwig for Frances Ha, Julia Louis-Dreyfus for Enough Said, and Meryl Streep for August, Osage County.
Huh. I have seen none of those, so I don't know. Let me see. Where am I looking? Real quick, I'm going to pick one.
You can't go wrong with Meryl Streep.
I know, I was thinking that
She's
too.
always.
I was thinking that too, but I'm also thinking she's going to lose. I'm going to go with Amy Adams. She's somewhere in the middle between hot and not. I'm saying, like, I'm not talking about, saying popularity.
Yeah.
And that movie looks like it's gonna clean up some awards.
I don't know, John. Julia Dreyfus, Enough Said. That James Gandolfini.
She's not a good actress, really.
Julia
Like, I mean,
Dreyfus.
she's not in dramas and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, she's good.
Well, this is a comedy or musical.
Oh, why does Enough Said not look funny? It looks like a drama to me. This is his Gandolfini's last movie, right?
I think I don't know if it's his last. I know he has 2 other films that are gonna get released next year.
No wonder he had a heart attack.
He's working too much.
Yeah, like you guys gotta make it 3 movies at the same time. Saying the wrong lines and shit. I'm gonna kill you, right? During the Julia Louis-Dreyfus movie.
It's like you're not doing Sopranos
right?
anymore.
He was like, I was doing the Sopranos reunion, and then he did that Nickelodeon thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's
right.
weird.
That's
I'll
weird.
look that up in a second.
Well, the only way I've seen from this list is Before Midnight with Julie Delpy. You know which one that is? Before Midnight.
No.
Have you heard of the Before series? It's a series. They're all directed by Richard Linklater, who directed Dazed and Confused and School of Rock and Slacker. Well,
Was he the guy that was in School of Rock? Like he put himself in it? Or that was the writer, right?
Yeah, as a writer.
Yeah.
The white guy.
Yeah.
That's the writer of it.
Yeah, the goofy white guy.
No, Richard Linklater. He's the director out of Austin, Texas.
Okay.
So yeah, he started this series with Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, the French actress. And they started with Before Sunrise, and then it's about these 2 characters who meet each other in Vienna. Ethan Hawke plays an American, and Julia Delpy plays a French woman, and she's visiting Vienna, and he doesn't want to go back to America. He's sort of delaying. He's a college student. He's trying to delaying trying to go back home, and they meet and they talk, all through the night. And the movie's called Before Sunrise, obviously, and they sort
It
of
all
fall.
takes place in like one night.
Yeah, and it's just them talking, and it's interesting because it's just a movie, 2 people just talking, and
I think that came out in '96. Well, then they made a sequel to it called Before Sunset, and it takes place 9 years later. And you know, you know, it was just that one night, and they went their separate ways. So they meet up again but this time in France. I mean, in France and I think in Paris. And Ethan Hawke's character, he's an author now, and he's published, and he's married with a kid, but he's miserable, and he's there for
He's playing himself.
he's there for like a signing, I think, and they bump into each other again, and they, you know, before sunset, so it's, you know, a whole day, and they're just talking. And then this movie takes place 9 years after that sequel, Before Midnight, and now they're married. He left his wife for her, and now they have two kids.
Jesus Christ, man! Don't ruin the movie.
It's an 18-year-old
There's somebody
series.
else at home about to put that VHS tape in right now.
the Before Sunrise VHS tape. He's like, I've been waiting to watch this movie for the last 18 years.
First, let me listen to this.
Now, the reason I bring this is because I think it's one of the better movies I've seen this year. It's really well made, and I think it's the best movie of the series. It's really well made.
So that is your pick.
Just from this list, yeah.
Okay.
And also, it's the only movie I've seen on this list, so take it with a grain of salt.
All right.
All right, let's keep going before we lose too much time here.
What are we getting?
All right.
There's got to be only a couple more of these left.
Yeah,
I don't mind them. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we're almost done. All right, we got a big category for this: best motion picture, comedy or musical. We got American Hustle. We got Her, Inside Llewellyn Davis, Nebraska, and The Wolf of Wall Street.
If I know these movies, which I don't,
You don't. You haven't seen any of them. And I think you've probably seen only like a few trailers of some of these.
I think I'm gonna give the edge to American Hustle over Wolf of Wall Street,
Based on trailers.
based on pure trailers. But I've seen the entire trailer.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah. Some of those I only saw some of the trailers.
The one we haven't really mentioned is Nebraska. Directed by the same director who directed Sideways and that George Clooney movie from last year, The Descendants.
Yeah, he likes.
What is his name? I forgot.
He likes to make a lot of downers.
What is his name?
I don't know.
Alexander Payne.
No, I don't know his name, but
Alexander
I've
Payne.
seen both of those movies.
Yeah, Alexander Payne. I think it's one of his first movies that he didn't write. Well, The Descendants he didn't write either, which is rare because he usually writes and directs his movies. But I heard it's good. I mean, I heard it's really good. That
I have this feeling that American Hustle cleans up
Think so?
on most of these award shows. Yeah, it's an all-star cast. I just think even over Scorsese, I think the Scorsese movie's gonna be great.
I think the
but
only weakness that the Scorsese movie has is that it hasn't been out. Like he just finished it 2 weeks ago, I think, editing it.
It's also the kind of movie that doesn't appeal to everyone. As far as
a near 3-hour movie about
about a pump and dump stock scheme. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of
and
movie
apparently it's a very racing movie. They originally got NC-17 rating.
Oh really?
Yeah, that he Scorsese had to go back and trim some scenes down because it was too racy.
Right.
So.
But I think I'm gonna love it. But I don't think that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I don't think that most people. I'm not saying most people. I think it's gonna lose to American Hustle in most categories.
I'm gonna be there opening day, Christmas Day.
I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah.
Unless you can find a torrent online before that.
We don't endorse or encourage torrents.
No, I don't.
Do so at your own risk.
But
we're in no way condoning.
But if these categories are out, people have been seeing these movies.
Again, the Malarkey Hour neither endorses nor condones this type of behavior. Whatever you do on your own free time is...
All right. I'll let you borrow it.
All right, let's continue. Best screenplay. My favorite category. It's about writing. We got Spike Jonze for Her. We got Bob Nelson for Nebraska. We got Jeff Pope and Steve Coogan for Philomena. Never heard of this movie. We got John Ridley for 12 Years a Slave, and we got Eric Warren Singer and David O. Russell for American Hustle.
I'm gonna say 12 Years a Slave or American Hustle. One of those two.
Did you ever see 12 Years a Slave?
No, but I just know I can tell. I can tell that it's getting a lot of.
Oh, you know what's funny? When it came out back in September, it was getting so much buzz. People were saying, it's over. The race is over. Don't even try. It's gonna win Best Picture. And
you know what?
It got so much hype, and I saw it. And while I'm not saying it's
what they overhyped it.
This is just my own personal opinion. Like, I don't think it's a good movie, and I would recommend it to anybody who wants to go see a movie. And they're asking me, well, what's a good movie? I would recommend it, but I don't know, like a clear-cut winner just to say like the race is over, and
I have to see American Hustle to get this opinion, but
I actually think I've seen better movies.
I think I'm gonna even after what you said right now, I'm still gonna go with 12 Years a Slave. Yeah. It just seems like, yeah.
I think its only weakness again. It's just it came out earlier. Usually the movies who come out later tend to do better. I don't know. It's just I guess they're more fresh in the voters' minds, but
right.
I think that's the only thing that could work against against it. It's the only disadvantage, but we'll see. All right, next category: Best Director. We got Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity. We got Paul Greengrass for Captain Phillips. We got Steve McQueen for 12 Years a Slave. We got Alexander Payne for Nebraska. And we got David O. Russell for American Hustle.
Same thing. 12 Years a Slave or American Hustle. I don't know. Haven't seen either one.
Did you end up seeing Gravity?
Yeah, I saw Gravity.
How did you like it?
I don't like movie. I'm not going to ruin it for anybody, but I don't like movies where characters are by themselves for long periods of time. Kind of like Castaway. You know how I feel about Castaway. Yeah. I just think there's only so much. There's only so much you can do with it. I don't like characters.
I found Gravity interesting. I think
it was more visual than it was a good movie.
Right.
I think it was just more visually entertaining.
Yeah.
Who knows? I would say no, not Gravity. I would say American Hustle or 12 Years a Slave. It's getting that. Again, haven't seen either one, but I just know.
Yeah, I only seen two movies in this category. Just from those two, I'd like Gravity better than 12 Years a Slave, but
not
we'll talk about that later.
But that's for directing, right?
That's for Best Director.
I don't know. You get so much special effects today that sometimes directing could be overrated for that.
Yeah. Right, well, let's keep going. All right, we got Best Performance by Lead Actress Drama. You got Kate Blanchett for Blue Jasmine, which is the Woody Allen movie. That's odd, Woody Allen movie and drama, but usually you see him as a comedy.
It's usually a comedy where I don't laugh ever.
You don't like Woody Allen movies?
I've only seen about 3 or 4 of them, but I'm saying he makes so many.
He makes one a year.
Yeah, it's like
he writes and directs.
Yeah, I know. It's like the guy never takes a break. He makes so many.
Yeah, you gotta commend them for that at least.
Yeah, I mean
that's hard to.
And they're usually
as a writer to just stare at that blank page every year and be able to just crank out a movie. That takes a lot.
He gets help from his stepdaughter/wife.
I'm sure that's what it is. All right. That's not a loose check. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. Kate Blanchett for Blue Jasmine, Sandra Bullock for Gravity, Judi Dench for Philomena, Emma Thompson for Saving Mr. Banks, which is the movie about Walt Disney, and Kate Winslet for Labor Day.
I'm actually surprised that there is no American Hustle on here.
For lead actress?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is for drama.
Oh, okay. What is that?
What?
Comedy? American Hustle?
Yeah, American Hustle is considered a comedy.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't imagine I'll be laughing my ass off. Shit, I don't know. I would say maybe, you know what? Maybe Sandra Bullock. Maybe.
Just really good in Gravity.
No, that's what I'm saying. Maybe. Really I'm saying, did that whole isolation thing work for Tom Hanks and Castaway?
He did win the Oscar for that. Or was he just nominated?
No,
he should just nominate.
I don't think he won.
Yeah, because I think he's won twice, and that was for Philadelphia and
the Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump back to back.
Back to back, yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's the only one to do that, right?
Yeah, I think he's the only one to do that. All right, let's keep going. Best performance by a lead actor in a drama. We got again the guy's name I couldn't pronounce earlier. Same thing. 12 Years a Slave. The lead guy. Idris Elba for Mandela: Long Walk to Freedom. Tom Hanks for Captain Phillips. Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club, and Robert Redford for All Is Lost.
I have seen none of those, and I'm gonna go with McConaughey.
McConaughey. You know that's
Yeah,
the popular choice. Everybody's saying when you lose that much weight and you transform your body, it gets you votes. You know,
it's a movie like, doesn't he have AIDS?
Yeah, he has AIDS,
Or he's
and
trying to do something. Or?
Yeah, and essentially it's based on a true story by a guy who people who had a hard time getting drugs for AIDS.
He was like
he creates like this club where you pay to enter this club, and then they give you the drugs for free. So they circumvent the law like that, because apparently what he was doing is very illegal.
Yeah, when you play a guy with AIDS, you usually win.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Anyway,
all right, that's it.
Yeah. All right, so the big category, we got Best Motion Picture Drama. We got 12 Years a Slave, Captain Phillips, Gravity, Philomena, and Rush.
I'm going to count out Rush, even though it's Ron Howard. I'm going to go 12 Years a Slave. Haven't seen it.
And that was it. That's all the categories.
Dun, 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 dun. Was it that NFL?
It's a long list.
Yeah, I know. I noticed.
Well, that was the big news of this week.
That was exhausting.
Was it? No, I imagine watching every one of those categories be elongated by 10, 15 minutes. Took us almost an hour to get through all that. That's why it's like 10 hours long. You know, it takes a while just to...
So don't watch it. We just did it for you.
Yeah, we told you it was going to win.
We got them all right.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I'm going to miss one.
All right, well, let's go through a couple of these other news stories pretty quickly. And
What do you got?
All right, so we got...
I have no idea what's going on.
Let's sort of switch gears a little bit. Let's talk a little sports. Did you hear about the Super Bowl banning tailgating at the Super Bowl? The NFL's gonna.
Yeah, sort of.
So the story is apparently it's been going on for the last few years. What they're gonna do at the Super Bowl, the NFL's gonna ban. They're not really gonna ban tailgating. It's just gonna restrict it. So when you go to the stadium, you're restricted to your own parking space. So if whatever you could cram into where you're parked, you could do it. You just can't take up more than one space. So for people who
is it in the Jet Stadium or the Giants?
Yeah, the Giants Stadium. It's the first time they're gonna have cold open.
It's in the Giants Stadium.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be
it'll probably
predicted
be like
snowing.
Probably be like 0.
Yeah.
That would be a fun like that Philly game last week. Just inches of snow.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun Super Bowl.
Yeah. It's always fun.
I think you're
predictable.
I mean, as a fan, though, it sucks, but you're there.
To be there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you better. I mean,
you
bought the tickets.
Well, you say did you read the whole story?
No, I actually know absolutely nothing about this other than what I heard.
Yeah, this is a story. They're banning that, but you know what else they're banning? Unless you have a ticket to the game, you're not allowed to. You need to buy a parking pass. Like you have your celebrity or you're rich. You take a limousine and you get dropped off. You're not gonna be allowed to do that.
So
how
is George Clooney going to the Super Bowl?
How is it? No, like so if you're gonna be driving up to the stadium, you have to have a parking pass. Like
you can't take a taxi.
No, you can't.
Why?
They're just banning it.
Is that
they're saying safety reasons?
Thing?
Yeah, they're saying it's safety reasons. But you could pay $51 and take the NFL shuttle to the stadium.
I don't understand how that's a security problem. Maybe
they just don't want cars going up to the stadium. They just don't want random cars. That's their reason.
So you got to pay for parking and walk. Then?
You either got to pay for parking,
take that stupid shuttle,
or pay $51 and take the NFL shuttle.
$51 for a shuttle?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I'm sure they banned backpacks. I don't know what else. I'm just saying.
You can't even walk up to the stadium.
Yeah, I'm saying.
No, I'm being serious.
What do you mean you can't walk up?
Like if you want to park, say like, screw that, I'm just gonna park somewhere and walk up, and they're not allowing that.
So how do they know? They stop you before you get
Yeah.
to the parking lot?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, why
This
don't
is
they
the
just
one
set up
random-
metal detectors and
This
shit?
is the one random people walking up to the stadium either. All right. So there's that. All right. Other news. Go ahead.
I was like, Cowboys blew it again today.
Yeah, they did. Or your Cowboys fans. Sorry about that.
God.
Must suck to be you.
And you know what? Even though how many points did they score?
I don't know. 35? I know they lost by 1.
30-something,
Yeah.
yeah. And you know what? It all comes at the end of the day. They're going to say it's Romo's fault.
Oh, yeah.
Even though he doesn't play defense.
No, he doesn't.
I don't think he does.
Yeah.
He's usually on the sideline reading a book.
Well, since it is the Christmas season and everybody's out there shopping right now,
Matt's
Pretty
going to
sure.
sing a holiday song.
I'm going to sing a holiday song for everybody. Treat everybody to a preview to my Christmas album.
Being released in the spring.
No, I'm not going to do that.
He doesn't
I'm
want
not gonna-
to give anything away.
No, I can't give anything away. I have to make money. But I do want to talk about
It will be on iTunes.
it's pretty soon, yes. But I want to talk about I apparently this has been out since 2005, but I want to talk about it because I first heard about it a few weeks back. Have you ever heard of this new thing called? Well, it's not a new thing, but it's getting a little popular. The Elf on the Shelf.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, I had no idea about this until a few weeks ago. A little bit after Thanksgiving, I read an article about it. Let me read the Wikipedia synopsis on what it is. It's called The Elf on the Shelf, A Christmas Tradition. It's a children's picture book, which is written and self-published by a mother and daughter team, Carol Abersold and Chandel Bell. And essentially, it's this book that explains the story. But you buy a book. It comes with a book and a little elf, like a little stuffed elf.
Okay.
Like a little yeah.
Every book comes with an elf.
Yeah, so you pay $30. It costs $30.
So I can go to Barnes and Noble.
You go Barnes and Nobles, you go to Target, and you could buy it.
Okay.
So apparently,
When you say an elf, you mean like a doll, right?
yeah, like a doll.
Okay. You don't mean like a little man that's gonna help me do things.
No, I'm sure there's a lot of people just got offended by that comment. So I apologize for our friend here.
No, yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, like,
So it's
they
a Santa
get-
elf.
They
It's
get paid.
Santa elf. It's a Santa elf. So what?
I want to see Santa's income tax return.
How would you make?
Yeah. I want to see what he's paying out. 1099s. All. I want to see it all.
Do you think their contract?
Yeah, their contract.
You don't think they're regular employees?
They might get benefits.
Yeah, they gotta have.
Yeah.
Obamacare. Everybody has to have benefits.
Right. I want to see a union strike here. Anyway.
Anyway, all right. So the plot of the book is the story dictates that the elf's main priority around the family's household is to keep watch over the children's behavior during the day and return to the North Pole overnight to report their behavior to Santa Claus. And essentially, he's sort of a tattletale. he's gonna hang around your house all day, and then he's gonna watch over the kids in the house, and then he's gonna report to Santa every night.
Santa is now working for the NSA.
Yes.
For all of you that didn't know that.
So essentially, started from the day following Thanksgiving to Christmas Eve, the elf will remain with the family to just make sure that everybody's behaving properly during the holidays. However, there is the one rule for anybody in the house: you can't touch the elf. So wherever the elf is sitting, you gotta let him sit there.
What? What happens if you touch him?
Okay. So
Again, this is not a real elf.
no, it's a stuff.
Because I can understand if this was a real elf and you're not allowed to touch him because now we're starting to cross some weird lines.
All right, so the top policy regarding the elf on the shelf is to refrain from touching the creature, as doing so could permanently erase any Christmas magic with which the elf has been bestowed upon being named by the family. It is no longer capable of fulfilling his duties or recounting the events of the day to Santa Claus, cautioning that he may or may not learn about a child's behavior should the elf on the shelf be stripped of his holiday enchantment.
Huh.
Every day, the elf's position changes, providing the family with the responsibility of locating his current perch before its departure for the year on Christmas Eve. So obviously, okay, for any kids listening out there, and I hope there isn't, cover your ears. Obviously, the elf isn't really moving on his own. It's the parents. So essentially, what the story is, the parents put the elf on a shelf or somewhere, at night, and then the kids wake up and they try to find where it's located, and then they see it, and then they know, okay, they're gonna be watching us during the day, and then nighttime comes, the kids go to sleep, and the parent moves it to another position. The next morning,
kids behave because the elf's watching.
Yeah. So
why don't you keep that fucking elf up all year?
So essentially,
all these parents are they're just gonna like leave their kids at home. It's like, just put the elf out. It's okay, I put the elf out.
Did you call the babysitter? No, I call the elf.
I just put that elf out.
So yeah, so it's just another way for parents to keep their kids, in line during the Christmas holidays.
All right. It's called a belt.
I thought it's I'd never heard of it until this year, and apparently it's getting pretty popular. I wish I had thought of it. Dude.
Yeah, somebody's making money off it.
Yeah, this daughter and mother team is making a lot of money off of this. $30.
Like what was it? Yeah, sometimes just people. I don't know, dude. You get pet rocks. Still never get over that. Yeah. Somebody made $1 million off of a fucking rock.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting for the holiday season.
The beginning of a horror movie. Elf on a Shelf. Starts ending up in weird places.
Elf on the Shelf by Stephen King.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through these trailers real quick. Some of the new trailers that came out there in this week. We got the new Godzilla trailer, starring Bryan Cranston, came out. Did you see it?
Yes.
It's okay.
Yeah, I saw it about 30 minutes before we started this.
It's pretty dramatic. It's the new.
No, it looks cool.
Yeah.
And it's got Cranston.
Apparently, it's Godzilla destroying a city yet again.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty cool. What else? We got the new Interstellar trailer. Just came out yesterday. You probably didn't see it. It's the new Christopher Nolan movie coming out next year. It's starring Matthew McConaughey. It's just a teaser trailer. You really don't learn much about it. Anything. It's just Matthew McConaughey voiceover over like images of the space program and going up to space. So there's a lot of secrecy around it, like most Christopher Nolan movies. So I guess we'll see more footage.
It's not a documentary, right?
No, it's a real movie. It's like a fiction movie. But he's one of the few directors who gets a lot of money for movies that aren't, a sequel or, other than the Batman movies.
I think everything he makes is great.
Think so?
I think so. Yeah. Everything he's made in the last few years
He's
is
a commercial director, I guess.
But the Christopher Nolan?
Yeah. All his movies make a lot of money. A lot of money.
Batman, I think we said this a couple weeks ago. I think it's the best trilogy, best super trilogy ever.
So, yeah, the Interstellar teaser trailer came out yesterday. Let's see what else we have. Oh, the new trailer for the Jerry Seinfeld online series, Comedians in Cars with Coffee. The new trailer came out. The new season starts January 2nd.
Don't watch the trailer. It's stupid.
Yeah, the trailer is just a shot of a car driving, and then you just hear voices. So.
You just hear people laughing.
Yeah, from I guess the new. It's gonna be 6 new episodes. January 2nd. So for fans of the online series, I guess eagerly anticipating it.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at that trailer.
Yeah, for people watch the trailer, you'll get what we mean. That came out online this week. Let's see what else. We got the new House of Cards season 2 trailer coming out. Came out this week. The show premieres February 14th. You didn't see the first season, right?
No, I did not.
I would recommend it. It's on Netflix.
I saw the first episode twice and I fell asleep, but it was just because I put it on really late.
Yeah, it's obviously it's all streaming on Netflix. It's a Netflix series, and season 2 is gonna be coming out February 14th on Valentine's Day, and season 1's on Netflix. So for anybody who has 13 hours to kill, go and watch it. It's really good.
Right,
I would recommend it.
Just binge watch them.
Yeah. And one last thing. Oh, the new Hobbit movie, Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug, opened this weekend, and I'm sure it's gonna make a lot of money. I'm sure it already made a lot of money.
First one sucked.
You know what? Okay, obviously the first one, my opinion, and John's. He just heard John's opinion. Wasn't really good, but you know what? I've read some reviews on people who didn't like the first Hobbit, and they said this is a lot better. Like they really improved, even though it's 2.5 hours long. They say it feels a lot shorter than the other one.
Well, they took one book to make it into what, three movies
that are all 2+ hours.
At least the Lord of the Rings, it was all right.
Yeah,
they were all one book, right? Every movie was a book.
Yeah, every movie was a book.
Now you take one book and try to chop it up into 3 movies.
Yeah,
it's gonna drag.
Yeah, I try to make more money.
Well, yeah, I'm sure Peter Jackson's not not sweating it.
I'm pretty sure it's number 1.
Yeah, I don't even want to look it up. It's just gonna piss me off.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so that's.
We can end on this. I was gonna say, there's an airline. It's called.
You were telling that before.
Yeah, it's called WestJet. Never heard of it. You?
I've never heard of it.
It's a Canadian airline. That's why I guess.
It's just fly out of Canada.
I don't know.
Like in Canada or?
I have no idea. It's just this Canadian airline. Whatever that means.
All right.
Anyway, in this marketing kind of thing that they wanted to do,
mm-hmm.
Everybody had like they had their own little TV like behind the seats. Like a lot of airlines are doing it now. I know Delta does it. And they had like a virtual Santa Claus. And they came on,
like on a screen? You mean?
Yeah, like on a screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you're supposed to tell the Santa Claus what you want for Christmas. All right?
Uh-huh.
So, like, people were saying, I want a PlayStation 4. I want a, big screen TV, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this guy asked for a pair of socks.
Yeah.
And by the time that they got to their destination,
no way.
Yeah, they got everything they asked for.
It's just on one flight.
One flight.
Okay. This,
No.
Yeah.
They
Isn't that an ongoing thing?
No.
I'm
pretty sure that's really bad business.
Kind of like this unknown airline's about to go out of business soon.
It's a marketing thing.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool.
Ah.
Yeah. I bet you the guy that asked for the socks is pretty pissed off. Because nobody knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like, what do you just tell Santa what you want for Christmas?
And people were just like,
whatever, right? Can you bring back my grandpa? No, that's messed up. But I'm just saying, like,
I wonder what the biggest thing that somebody asked for on that flight.
I know that there was a big screen TV. I know there was like PlayStation 4s, but yeah.
Where was the flight going to? Like, where was it coming from and going to? Like, was it a long flight or?
It had to be a long flight
because
they had to get all their
Yeah, to collect all
this.
this.
Going in airports in Toronto. I actually don't know. I can't. It's a real short story, but that's crazy.
Well, it's a good marketing.
Well, yeah.
Everybody's talking about it. Like they're gonna tell their family and friends, like, yeah, guess what happened?
Yeah, it took 175 employees to go out and
get the
to
stuff.
get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were able to do it by the time the plane landed.
I wonder if anybody asked for a car.
And then they had it all in the luggage thing that comes around.
I wonder what if somebody asked for like $1 million?
I don't know. I don't know what.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what they would have done.
I would ask for a car.
Yeah.
I would have pushed my luck there.
Yeah. Or what if somebody asked for like a lot of money?
I guess they had to fit on that luggage thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they probably got something. I would have been. This guy really did ask for socks.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, the sock guys would be really pissed. They had to give us something more than socks.
I don't know.
Like, come on.
I don't know. I just thought that's a pretty damn cool marketing scheme.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. 250 passengers. Big screen from big screen TVs to tablets to Thomas the Tank Engine, whatever the hell that is. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, you don't know who Thomas the Tank?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The famous train.
All right. Well, somebody got Thomas the Tank.
Good for them.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's pretty cool.
That's a nice
little Christmassy
story to end the podcast on.
that guy got his socks and his underwear, whatever he wanted.
Good for him. Nice brand new socks.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for us this week. Thank you for listening again. Have a good week.